Has your big mouth ever gotten you into trouble? Have you ever been in a situation where your complete inability to lie, meaning your compulsion to tell someone exactly what you think, has tripped you up? Well, I had one of those moments when I interviewed Alysia Bridger, and she spoke about her incredible experience hosting Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, for a charity royal afternoon tea at Palazzo Versace. I just couldn't hold it in, and I felt pretty bad about it afterwards. And then I thought, it's okay. As in, it doesn't feel okay right now, but it should be, and eventually it will be. It's really okay for me to have a different point of view while still respecting Alysia and her amazing work. So just for you, I decided to keep it real, and I left it in there. Alysia Bridger runs her own Australian wedding and event planning, styling and design company and has been recognised by Luxe Magazine as one of the top 20 global wedding planners. She's super talented, warm and can talk the leg off a chair. Alysia's experience and vision is highly sought after, and she loves to work with clients not only to create jaw-dropping events, but also to help them to enjoy it by removing the stress. Today, Alysia will share some brilliant stories with you while you learn her 5 crucial first steps for a stress-free wedding planning experience. Let's get into it. Unbridely is a community of pro-wedding vendors who believe in freedom and integrity in weddings, giving you options, solutions, tips and tricks to create the experience and memories that you and your fiancé really want and deserve. Because we believe that weddings are a team sport. With how-tos, stories and interviews with recently married couples, we find out what went right and what they'd change if they could go back and do it all over again. I'm Camille and welcome to the Unbridely podcast. Hi Alysia, and thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, Camille, I am so excited. Thanks so much for having me.
You and I have met through our mutual friend, Catherine from Event Law.
Oh, incredible. She's amazing.
Legend. So I know a little bit about you, but for everyone listening, can you tell us about Alysia Bridger Events?
Of course. Hi, I'm Alysia Bridger. I'm the creative director. We do weddings, wedding planning and styling throughout Australia and internationally. And we get to create wedding magic for all our amazing couples from the day they get engaged till their wedding day. And it is truly such an honour. I get to work in this incredible industry full of just so many amazing people. And I'm so grateful and blessed every day that this is my job. I love it.
Because we were saying just before we press record, if we're in it for the money, I don't think, you'd still be around after 7 years.
I don't think anyone realises there's so much that goes on behind the scenes with weddings that we don't ever discuss with couples because you're trying to work through so much and you're not wanting, it's such a stress-free process for our couples. We don't ever want them to be involved in anything like logistics, just because it is a really exciting time. So there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, very long hours. We really do work. Well, I definitely am 7 days a week. I never switch off because there's inspiration everywhere for all the styling side. But financially, as you were saying, if you're in it for the money, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely, Alysia. Amen. You were saying as well that you're based in Queensland?
I am based in Queensland. I'm a Sydney girl through and through. For everyone's bucket list out there, you need a day on Sydney Harbour or a news on Sydney Harbour. So Brisbane based, but yeah, we travel everywhere. Honestly, we're so lucky in Australia.
And a great place for destination weddings for those international guests.
It is all coming back and it is all really exciting. And Australia is spectacular. The backdrops, the scenery, with Sundays, so many places are so incredibly special.
For sure. And perhaps you could share with us, Alysia, some of your highlights and maybe some of the incredible events that you've helped to create.
Honestly, hand on heart, every wedding is such a highlight for me. I'm the one that is in that corner crying because my bride's looked down the aisle and she's with the love of her life and I'm so excited. I really do mean that every wedding is such a highlight for me.
Alysia, though, if there is a perfect answer, that's the perfect answer. Because every single event you do, you're filled with gratitude for being able to, work with those people and work on that particular style or venue.
Like, you're invited into everyone's families. All our couples are my gorgeous friends. I love them all. I literally, but I also love all their families. I say it a lot and everyone goes, oh, that can't be true. Because you know how everyone's first question that they ask you is, oh my God, you must have bridezillas. You know, that's everyone's first question they always ask me when I say, oh, I'm a wedding planner. Not one. I literally have the most amazing clients in the world. I love them dearly. So I feel like it's my family getting married. So I give it everything. The one I would talk about, I don't know if you know who Paul Burrell is. Do you know who Paul Burrell is?
I'm embarrassed to say I do.
Okay, good. Oh, do you? Oh, why?
Well, because, there is actually a really deep-seated reason, and that is royalty is something that is put upon Australians because we're part of the Commonwealth. And I believe so strongly in autonomy and individuality and everyone being equal that just the notion that there's a royal family, it grinds against my values. But then there's also whenever there's a royal wedding.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone goes a little bit bananas. And I'm like, do you know what? They're just like every other couple. And I don't think they deserve to be put up on a pedestal like that. Because as you just said, every single couple, every single family, the whole wedding is a celebration of their life and love and hope and all of those things. And just because I've got this royal title, it grinds my gears.
That's it. So
there you go. I've admitted it.
Right. But I do see it's such a funny thing. So a lot of people say, do you do it differently? Like with your planning and styling, is it so different when you're doing celebrity weddings? And it's not. Like, I give as much love to whoever my client is. There's no, we give everything to this one wedding. It's not how we work. We are all the same and we give it all to everybody. We were talking about royal weddings. My mum is hilarious. She's always had so many parties. When anyone got married in the royal family, my parents would host this royal wedding party and all their friends came dressed up as a royal. It was just so much fun and life's about fun, right? So mum would have this and we would just laugh and all the food was royal. So literally every wedding, so even down to Harry and Meghan, not that long ago, mum's still having her royal parties. We did a fundraiser for Young Care and we invited Paul Burrell out, who's Princess Diana's brother. And he is the most lovely and generous man. He did so much for Young Care. He came out and did a royal afternoon tea. So he came out to Gold Coast. So we did the event at Versace. And it was such an honour to be in the presence of him. And here is a man who has spent his life with the Queen, Princess Diana. And I've never been in a room that went silent when he spoke. You're talking about 300 women who, you know what we're all like. We can talk, it's like you and I, we couldn't even get started. But he just had such a presence and such a story to tell. And that was a lovely event. And it was an honour to be part of. We got to hear behind the scenes of this is how we serve the Queen. And I'm going, well, this is how we serve our couples. Like, this is what we do in our industry. And it was really nice to know, like, he walked in and went, oh, the Queen would be so impressed. And I went, oh, great. And I said to Mum, feel free to come dressed in whatever you like, in one of your outfits from the royal weddings that you've had at home. Anyway, there's a little behind the scenes for our family story.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I really want to hear.
Yeah.
Is that there's some real, honest, like good intentions behind things.
Yes. Yeah. It's true.
Do you know what? You've restored my faith a little bit there, Alysia. Thank you.
You'll have to come. And I must tell you, this is why I think so much of him. So Paul flew in. It was a really busy schedule. But then what he did do, and he literally did a session with all Palazzo Versace staff and said, this is how we serve high tea. This is how we set a plate. Like, he just spent time with people connecting. Things like that are so important. What is awful for a couple to hear when they're planning their wedding is when they ring a supplier or whoever says, oh, look, I'm so busy, I'm working on another wedding. It drives me crazy. Camille, if I'm talking to you and you've come to me to plan your wedding, you don't want to know that I've got 50 other weddings. So when everyone's going, oh, I'm so busy, everyone's busy. It's one thing that I just don't like. And I learned that very early on from a mentor of mine, Karen Tran, who I just absolutely adore. She is a world leader that I've been blessed to work with around the world. And she had massive events, and I talked to her about events we were doing. And yet the next day, and she wouldn't mention a thing, the next day she's doing another huge event. And I go, she didn't even mention it. She wasn't flustered. She wasn't. Like that was her focus, was the event we were doing. And for us, that's me. I am like, it's irrelevant what else is happening, but when we're talking, you're my event. Don't get me wrong. We'll schedule meetings and say, look, I can't do this week. We'll do it next week. But you don't ever want someone who's sitting there going, oh, I've got to take this call. I've got to take this call. I'm so busy. So it really gets you and go, don't say it.
Yeah, it's the focus and the intention. And you actually mentioned this before, Alysia, when you were saying that a lot of couples don't realise what's going on behind the scenes because the secret code, and I don't know if couples actually know this, the secret code is you never tell them.
No.
The world could be exploding behind their reception venue.
Yes.
And it does.
Yes.
And you never tell them and they never know. So, yeah, it's a dual-edged sword there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's why you hire a planner and why you hire a stylist. But that's my job and I love it.
You still haven't written your vows yet, have you? Let me help. In around 20 minutes or so, you can easily write personalised wedding vows unlike anything you've heard before that will make your fiancé feel like the most loved, understood and appreciated person on the planet. The How to Write Wedding Vows That Don't Suck. Instant download, 17-page PDF ebook walks you through a step-by-step format for your vows, how to find the right words and phrases to describe your feelings and your fiancé, how to write that crucial first draft and create your final wedding vows masterpiece. So if you don't know how or even where to start, if you've been Googling your little heart out, or if you've been calling them wedding vows, AEIOU, this ebook is for you. Included in there are also some bonus secrets for getting the most out of your wedding ceremony. So make sure you download your copy right now and get Write Your Wedding Vows crossed off your to-do list today. The link is in the show notes. Today, you're going to help engaged couples. Tell me you remember. Okay, great.
Yes.
With the 5 crucial first steps that they need to take to start planning their wedding, because we're looking for, as you just said, the most enjoyable, stress-free experience that we possibly can.
Yes, you're so right. That's what you want when you get engaged. You want it just to be such a joy. And I've heard the stories. We don't have them, but I've heard the stories and someone's photographer didn't turn up. Our job is to make sure that everything does run smoothly and that your process is your whole journey, for want of a better word, because I know everyone doesn't like the word journey, but it is a journey and you want it to be amazing. Exactly like how you felt when you got engaged. Like it's amazing. So you want to feel that wedding planning has been great. The things that I can't fix is your family dramas.
Let's fix what we can here then, Alysia.
Totally.
Tip number 1 of the crucial first steps to start your wedding planning. What do you got?
Well, you've got to book a wedding planner. I think everyone feels overwhelmed and they don't know where to start. And I think that we take a lot of the headache out initially. Planning and styling are 2 different things, but we obviously do both. So I would do both because your planning and your styling really runs together. So I think if you want that stress-free from the start, there's amazing planners out there. Just don't go forward without them, truly.
Well, to be fair, Alysia, if you're looking for the most relaxed, enjoyable, stress-free experience, that is number 1. Because, to try and do it on your own, and I try to liken it with my couples, I'm like, okay, guys, try and think of one other thing that you do in your life where you are doing it once and you expect it to be perfect. We have this wedding that people like you, Alysia, do it as a full-time job, and yet these couples who are engaged, who also have full-time jobs of their very own, think that they can do wedding planning on top.
And I think that's what stresses them. Obviously, we have a lot of connections. So your wedding planners, like we really do know the industry inside and out. Could you recommend cake artists? Well, I will send them 5 and go, here are 5 that I highly recommend. 1, because they're amazing. 2, because I know they turn up. And 3, because the cake tastes incredible. It saves you hours. It literally is our everyday. So we do know a lot about weddings. I would invest in a planner.
Yes. And now that you say it like that, it's the hundreds of hours of experience that allows you to curate the experience for the couple that's just gotten engaged. And they get all of that.
Yeah, years of it. Yes. But it's research. Like for us, it's research. So I won't ever recommend a supplier that I actually haven't worked with. And we do lots of events at home, and I will always book different suppliers. Obviously, I have my suppliers that I always work with because they're just outstanding. But I'll always try new suppliers, but only on my own events. Because as you said, and it was such a valid point, you said you do it once. So there's no way I am trying something new for my gorgeous couple. I must tell you a story, and I'm so sorry, but this just reminded me. Someone reached out and they said, "Oh, Alysia, I'd love to work with you. I'm a photographer. I think that we would work well together. This is the style." And I went, "Great, okay." And I said, "Look, my daughter's having a semi-formal and all paid." So I said, "Love to do it. Please come." It's 5 to 7 p.m. He didn't turn up. And I just, that exactly what you did, my heart sank. And I just went, if you are trying to work with someone, firstly, you turn up. And secondly, you over deliver. This is why, you'll look through our social and you'll see that we work with a lot of the same people. And as I said before, because our work's outstanding, they know our brief, they understand what we do, they understand our clients. And I can't afford to have that happen, what happened to me, to one of my amazing clients. So can you believe it? Can you actually believe it?
You do hear about it. You hear about it. They are the urban myths that, and engaged couples, they hear about that too. And I don't ever want to scare people into going a certain route with their wedding, but it's worth considering that you don't know the quantity of the supplier you're getting unless you've had previous experience with them. So once you find your great planner, you trust them because it's your experience, your reputation is on the line, Alysia, isn't it?
It's so true. And that's why it is so important to have the right suppliers. It will change your wedding world. And that's our job. That's our job, to do the research.
That was number one. That was just point number one, Alysia.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So number 2, without a doubt, is your venue. I don't style anything until we've got a venue, because you could have so many things that you like, but they mightn't work at different venues. So you actually need a venue. And you really need to look at 18 to 12 months because everything's booking out so quickly. It's so important. Whether it's at home, great, because then it's done. Whether it's a destination, whatever it is, you literally cannot plan unless you have a venue. And that then addresses, like we were saying before, addresses your guest numbers.
Yes. So point number 3?
Photography. Photography's 3, videography's 4, and 5. If there are people that you have seen their work and you love them, 5 is you book them. Like you literally go, "I've been following you for years. I just would love to book you," because they book out, like they will be booked and they'll book out quickly. So if you particularly have someone you've been following and you just go, "I just really want them," book them. If it's a band, if it's stationery, book them. If you've got people you would love to work with, make it happen for your wedding. Truly, you won't regret it.
And so photography was number 3, videography number 4. Yeah, it's becoming more and more important on the list, I find. What's your thinking about hiring a videographer so early?
I love videos for weddings, and I think they're 100% a must because I have 3 children. I loved showing them my wedding video. So we still have it out. Well, actually, it's a CD, so it's a bit sad to say how old I am. And you don't think of that down the track, but it gives me such joy to watch my wedding video. And I keep saying to people, there will be things that you miss and you can't help that. It's a great day. It goes so quickly. Everyone will tell you, but it actually does. But it's to have a video, you feel watch your whole day again, and you can do it whenever they get it to you, however long that time frame is. But I just love it. But I didn't do it thinking that of, children in the future, but even they do it and laugh. They actually laugh because all my friends, they all know because they've been friends for life. They're all on the dance floor being ridiculous, but there's all those moments that now my children have seen our incredible wedding day and I love it. So I would 100% do a video.
What was 5?
5 is you must have suppliers. There's all your dream suppliers. I've always wanted to work with these people. Reach out to them. Even before you're engaged, whatever, everyone's looking through social and there's that, oh, wow, I really love their work. I really love this. Just do not be afraid to reach out to people.
That was really good, Alysia. I love it. So can you just, for the kids in the back who didn't quite hear, crucial point number 1 was?
Oh, let's go. Okay. Number 1, planner and styling. Like without a doubt, it will take you on the track. Number 2, venue. You cannot go anywhere without a venue. You can't plan. You can't do anything. Photography, absolutely, because magic. Videography, without a doubt, you'll love it forever. And 5, you must have suppliers that you've always wanted to work with.
Beautiful. And was there anything else you wanted to share with these poor engaged couples? They've just gotten engaged. They're excited, bright-eyed, so in love, can't wait to plan. And then they start to dip their toe in the water and they go, holy hell, what is this? Is there anything you want to say?
Do you know what I'd say? It is such a happy time. It honestly is the best time. Don't let anyone take out the excitement, the enjoyment. If you let yourself get caught up in details that let your planner do it, you don't have to worry about, enjoy it. Go and focus on your gown, focus on organizing amazing bridal showers, hens nights, bucks nights. Like focus on the fun, every fun element, because you're about to marry the love of your life. It's just going to be amazing. The industry is incredible. Everyone moves mountains. Work with incredible suppliers because honestly, they will change your wedding day.
That was beautiful, Alysia. Thank you so much for coming on and espousing your wonderful knowledge and experience.
Everyone, get on Unbridely. They won't regret it.
Thanks, Alysia. Bye.
Thanks, Camille. Have a good day. Bye, doll.
That about wraps it up for this episode of the Unbridely podcast. For the links and resources we mentioned, please head to the show notes. And if you love the show, please review and subscribe on the podcast platform you're on now so you don't miss out on a single episode. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, weddings are a team sport. Catch you soon.